Hello everybody, my name is Will, and this is my craft. Welcome back to another episode of Flyout Community Creations, the show where we look at community creations in the game called Flyout. And today, we've got 4 more designs, starting with the Will Craft, designed by Zausen? I don't know. One of those pronunciations might have been somewhat close. I'm a little bit concerned about this one, not just because it's got my YouTube profile picture slathered on the side of it, and it's got fly with the strength of your will on the side, and it sounds a little bit like a really bad ripoff of Minecraft. They also wrote a poem for this one, which I will now read for you, which is, "When the zero lays far beyond, with your will you make a bond. If your will is strong enough, airborne you stay and it won't get rough." Which is, you know, almost poetic. And, yeah, I guess I have to fly this thing. Egg. So, here we are on the runway, and, there's a pink lamp, which the first thing I saw was this. Oh my god. It's so bright. Right. We're just going to have to take off, I think. They say that the takeoff speed is 450 kilometers an hour, which is quite fast. We'll see how we do. It's a little unstable on the old runway. Apparently it needs control in the roll. There we go. We're up in the air. Yeah, there we go. It controls all right and doesn't turn hugely quickly, but, you know, ultimately it's an egg, so I guess what do we really expect? You might think, is there anything else to this? And my response to that would be, I don't know, but they've added a series of controls called the adventure sequence keys, which I have no idea what that means. I've never flown this before. This is my first experience and your first experience. So together, we're about to find out what the adventure sequence really is. So we're going to hit the keys in order. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What? That's an adventure. It's just... I've turned into a missile. What is going on? What? Oh, I just saw the egg for a second. Everything's gone black. Okay, I don't really fully understand. I can't lie. But we're gonna see. I mean, if we turn into a missile, we may as well spawn in a target drone and see if we can use the adventure mode to kill it. I guess. I really feel like we should have the Stanley Parable Adventure line music going on. That feels very appropriate at this moment in time. It's going away from me. That's kind of what we want, because the turn time on this is so absolutely tragic. Right. IR missile targeting. Gotta remember our complex sequence of adventure keys. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Okay, I think we move into adventure mode at, like, let's say 2 kilometers, I want to say. I don't know if this is even going to work or if the rocket is literally just going to leave my seat alone. I have a feeling that's maybe what's going to happen, but I hope that I go with it. I would like an adventure. Right, here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Fire! Aww. Aww. That's a shame. We can't kill the target drone with adventure. Oh well. Thank you for submitting this one. This was one of the more unique things that I've ever had submitted. And there we go. Okay, next up we had a plane where the paint didn't quite load correctly, I don't think. This is designed by Greg. The file name's the BF-103. The name says BF-104. I don't really know which of those it is, but it's one of those two. And I've just removed the paint because I think the shape of it's really nice. The paint just looked really wrong. Like it was kind of offset from the plane and not... it looked very much like something has changed in a micro patch or something that broke it. I don't really know. Either way, I've just taken it off because it looks pretty good even without it. So apologies if you spent ages on the paint job and I've taken it off. My bad. But we're going to try and fly this thing. There's a lot of controls, so I might do a terrible, terrible job. Okay, I've had a few problems here with this thing just kind of deciding to blow up the universe and crash my game. So we'll see if that happens this time. I'm just panicking to try and get off the runway. Hopefully, we should be good. Let's get these flaps up a little bit and start pitching soon. I mean, we're going to need a little bit more speed. This is a heavy bird. Let's see. How much runway do we have realistically? That should take off now. Yeah, we're good. There we go. And the landing gear, we've blown up the universe and crashed. Oh, no. Okay, new plan. We're going to try and show this thing off before it crashes our game. Here is the radome. You can open it with O. I don't know what it's doing. If we press U, we open the canopy like this. We have an air brake at the back. We have lights when we hit L. We can press K to open a parachute. And the world has exploded and crashed my game. That is the BF-103A. I don't know why it doesn't work. I'm going to go find a plane to replace it. Okay, instead of the BF-103, we have a giant awax plane. I did just check the stealth rating, and I just don't think I should show you that. It looks like it should be stealthy. This was designed by Afterburner from my Discord. Yes, that is actually their username. Shall we try and fly? It's really big. It is serious. This is maximum zoom out that I can do. It's really, really big. Okay, no controls included with this one, so I'm just going to assume it's take off and fly the darn plane. We have 2 hours of fuel, and we are currently apparently going negative kilometers an hour. I don't think that's entirely true. It's gonna seemingly take a little bit of time to get off the ground with this one. This has got a bit of the A350-600 about it, doesn't it? Was that the nerdiest joke I've ever made? Potentially. Potentially. Yep. We are taking off. Still going. Still go. I could do this speed in my car. Here we go. Come on. At what point do we pitch up? Not yet. I'm gonna go for. Come on. This is a big plane. It's gonna take a little while for these engines to get us airborne. Do we have enough runway? That's the serious question. We're almost at 200 kilometers an hour. At the end of the runway, we're going to have to go, whether we have the speed or not. Okay, pitch, up, come on, off the ground. 240, 250, it's trying. It really wants to take off. Come on, there's a house. There is a house. We're gonna hit the house. Oh. You know, I couldn't have predicted this going like that in a million years. Apparently this is just going to be the most cursed episode of Community Creations we've ever had. I'm going to try again. This time, we're going to give it a little bit of left so that we miss the buildings, and the flaps are in at the moment, so we have the least drag possible. Yeah, I mean, 250 clearly wasn't enough. I'm imagining we need something more like 350, but we're definitely going to need more distance to do that. I'll rejoin you once we're at takeoff speeds. Hang on. Oh, I've just broken something. don't know what I broke, but I've broken something. It doesn't seem to be affecting us, so I'm gonna carry on. Okay, the flaps are out. We're at 290. I'm gonna wait for 300. We're gonna try and get the nose up. Come on. Off the ground. Off the ground. Off the ground. There is a mountain. We need to go. We need to go. Come on. We are flying. We are actually flying. Avoid the mountain. Up. Up. I think we're gonna make it. Yeah, there we go. I have a very strong suspicion this plane may have been tested in the desert runway. Either that or I'm just doing something horrifically wrong, but I don't really know what that would be, to be entirely honest. Okay, now that we're going, as you can see, it's a very, very large plane, clearly meant to resemble some stealth aircraft of the modern times, and I think it looks quite pretty. We've got like some digital camo on the wings, some kind of emblem thing, roundel on the wing, don't know who that's meant to be for, presumably some kind of fictional nation, and yeah, I think it looks quite good. We got these missile looking things, they don't work, so we can't shoot down any target drones today. However, we can fly, which for a moment it seemed like nothing in this video would fly. But we are in the air. Still don't know what I broke. Something? Good lord, look at the cost per hour. It's $1 million, 700,000 an hour to run. Good lord. It's actually quite responsive to inputs, is something that I'm quite surprised about with the size of this thing. You can get a reasonable pull on a turn, and the yaw is pretty powerful as well, so I imagine it's quite pleasant to fly. I mean, I am flying it, and it is quite pleasant to fly. I mean, like, it would be quite pleasant to fly if you were actually flying it and not doing it in a video game. And we've got some flares in a nice little Y pattern there. Looks a little bit like a flux capacitor. Yep. I don't think there's much more to really show off here. Is there a cockpit? No. I'm gonna go with no. Okay, let's fly home and see if we can land this thing, shall we? I've just noticed how powerful the crosswind is. Good lord, 61 kilometers an hour. I probably shouldn't have taken off in this kind of a weather. There you go. That's probably why we were struggling to take off so badly. We really... Yeah, I mean, maybe it's not as bad at sea level. I wasn't really paying attention, but that is a lot of wind. We are going far, far too fast for a landing. Whoops. I was kind of like seeing if I could break the sound barrier. I don't think we will, but we don't have any air brakes, and we are very, very close to the runway, so I'm just going to have to find a way to lose about 400 kilometers an hour before we reach the runway, or realistically do a go-around, which is probably what we're going to have to do. Yeah, this is not gonna go well, I don't think. I mean, do we go for it anyway? We're kind of on final now if we were actually doing a proper landing, but yeah, what's the fun in not trying, you know? This isn't gonna go well, just to clarify. I know this isn't gonna go well. Here we go, just land the plane, it's fine, don't pay attention to the fact we're going 600 kilometers an hour. There we go, we're on the floor. There, I don't think there's any brakes. I don't think this thing has any brakes. Can I put the gear in? That'll work as a brake. There we go. Perfect! That is a flawless landing, if I have ever seen one. There you go, and then we just put the landing gear out and pretend like nothing bad ever happened. There we go, perfect. Well, there we go, there was the LO AWAX. Moving on to the next design today. Next up, we have the J41 production model designed by Finley Windflower. And this thing is meant to be some kind of a stealth aircraft. If we go to radar cross-section, I believe this should be fairly good. That's a very small front and rear. Apparently the side is not reflective of what it would actually be. I don't really know. Look, you can read it yourself. It's in the Flyout Submit Your Flyout Creations here channel in my Discord if you want to read a little bit more. There's a very long user manual. I've spent a very long time reading it. I don't know if I fully understand still, but we're close enough. Okay, here we are on the runway. We got our canopy open. This is the interior, which I always forget, but on the Worldcraft there isn't one. I know I didn't do one on there. Don't worry about it. You can close the canopy. There you go. And this also has the only air-to-air missiles I've ever seen where you can play peekaboo. You might be thinking, where are the air-to-air missiles? Well, peekaboo! There they are. There's the air-to-air missiles. I have no idea. Right, let's go. I don't really know how these flaps work because the flaps control the missiles. So that might be something that I've missed, or it might just be based on speed, or I don't really know. I'm hoping it just kind of deals with itself, or does it with the gear. I've just tail striked. I don't think anything fell off. Think we're good. Whoa, okay. It is a little on the unstable side when you get going. I believe those are very slowly retracting as we get up to speed. And yep, it does look like they are. So we don't need to worry about that. And we can just kind of fly. And it is extremely agile, as it does have very, very intense thrust vectoring. Somewhat too agile, some would say, because it does slightly stall itself whenever you try and turn, which is fine. I'll just try and not do that. They tell me absolutely do not use mouse flight, so I'm going to try using mouse flight just to see what happens. And yep, I can see why they'd say that. Okay. You can't tell me not to do something and expect me, like, not to do it. I'm gonna do it. It's funny. Hello, Mr. Target Drone. IR missiles selected. Peekaboo. Fire. That should be a hit, I think. Yeah, there we go. Nice, simple. Now, there is a little bit of an ace up this thing's sleeve here, which is if I spawn in a target drone, there it is, and we say, let's go in this direction a little bit, and let's let it do its own thing for a moment. Now, I've just noticed what the fuel is doing down there. Apparently, we have -2, whatever number that is, of fuel. Okay. What? Sure. What do the flares look like? Yep. 2 down. Fair enough. Efficient. That's what they are. Okay, I'd say that this looks like a good engagement distance. You might be thinking, 25 kilometers, isn't that a bit far? Apparently, no. Apparently these missiles can go 120 kilometers. So, shall we find... Huh. Okay. Fair enough. You win this time, target drone. You won't win the war. Okay, we're going a little bit slower this time. Let's fire this AGM, shall we? And there, okay. Okay, it's not blown us up this time. It's going off in that direction, though, which is interesting. Now my camera's doing this, which is very cinematic, but not entirely productive. I'll tell you what, I have no clue what is going on. What on earth? Right. Close the darn door. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to show off the Cobra button instead. If I press Z, it does a Cobra. I'm not going quick enough. Hang on. Let me go a little bit quicker. Okay, we now should be at a suitable enough speed to do a Cobra. So if I hit Z, it kind of does one. Let's land this thing, shall we? I'm not doing a good job today. Okay, here we go for landing. Let's give it a little bit of flare. That's too much. We do have a headwind, which isn't exactly amazing, as it's going to give us oodles a lift, but there you go. We are on the ground enough. There's a gun! I totally neglected to show that off before. We can use it now to slow us down. It's making a terrible noise. Right, there we go. It's also run out of ammo, so... Yep. That's the... Oh, no. There we go. I think I overheated it. We've landed. There we go. Thank you for submission. I'm really sorry I made a meal of this one. Next up, we have the Saturn V. Like the moon rocket. This was designed by the Whack. Yep, that's the username. And I don't think the controls look crazy complex. Let's see if we can go to space. Like, actually space in a rocket. Apparently it works, so maybe. Right, I believe orbital speed around Earth is about 28,000 kilometers an hour. Now, it's recommended I leave the parking brakes on, as apparently there's reaction wheels. So we shall... I don't know if we need to throttle up, but apparently it's 3 to turn the engines on. So let's get a little bit more central with the camera here. Why don't we... Let's turn off the UI, and we can do a nice little, like... 3, 2, 1... Rockets! Yeah! There we go. We are going to space. I don't really know. They say it's orbit capable. Is there orbit in Flyout? Can you orbit? I have no idea. It does look like we're leaning slightly. I don't know, is that meant to happen, or am I meant to stop this from happening? I feel like I should just take my hands off the controls at this point in time, because I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, it looks like it's doing its own little job, right? I don't think I need to touch anything at all. We're definitely moving. We are going some serious pace now. We have a couple more controls to care about. We can jettison our escape tower, like so. Probably shouldn't have done that yet, but there you go. After that... Oh, I've lost the controls. Hang on. We can get rid of our first stage, which I don't know. Do we do that yet? Let's go for yes. We'll go for yes. Oh, look at that! We are, in fact, going. Do I need to turn the engines on again? I'm going to go with yes. That looks good, I think. Let's turn the reaction wheels on at this point in time. I should now be able to get some semblance of control, I believe. I don't know. Maybe it's working. Maybe it's not. I think we've run out of fuel into stage. Oh, no. There we go. That's one of the things that has happened. I mean, we look like we're in space. I don't know what's going on. This stage. Engines. There we go. We are moving again. Oh god, we're going down. I'm not a rocket scientist. I apologize. I've not played enough KSP. I made one video on KSP 2 and the whole project got cancelled. No. Come on. Oh, I've done a terrible job of getting ourselves into orbit with the Saturn V. This is a disaster. I think I accidentally turned the engines off on the previous stage. Oh no, we've got re-entry heating. Get rid of this. Turn the engines on. Please. What's going on? Separate the capsule. Oh, what is this? What's happening? It's all gone red. I don't know what I'm doing. Houston, we have a serious problem. Like a serious problem. This isn't good. Are these meant to be parachutes? Why are there wheels? What is going on? We are going incredibly fast, and I am really... good God! I think we're landing on Venus based on the color of the atmosphere right now. Nothing about this quite feels how it was intended to feel. I'm going to go as far as to say, oh, my eyes. Oh, I've seen the other side. Why is it all gone white? Well, shall I have another go and see if I can get this properly in orbit? Okay, here we go. We're taking off again. We are starting the whole process again, and hopefully this time we don't do it horrifically wrong. I don't really know what I did horrifically wrong, but I did something horrifically wrong, that's for sure. Because I'm pretty sure that's not how it's meant to go. Okay, we're going off in a slightly different direction this time, which I'm assuming is bad, to be honest. Now we're changing direction altogether. This doesn't feel particularly good. Maybe it's okay? Has that stage... I think that stage has just run out. So I need to do this, and then turn the engines back on. Are we moving again? I genuinely don't know. That's the weird part. This doesn't feel correct in any semblance of the term, in fact. I don't really get what's going on, if I'm being honest. We seem to still be going up, but not for long. Is the stage over? It's going up again. I press 3 again. The engines might be on now. Oh, is this how astronauts feel? Okay, right. We have some sort of control going on here. Let's see. Can we pitch this properly? That's going to go up. We want to go sideways is what we want to do. So let's see. Can we get an actual good angle on this flight? I've just realized, I've got my grips on how we're oriented and how the controls work, I think. So now we should be cooking with some kind of gas. That's rolling us the wrong way. I'm tilting us all kinds of wrong here. I just said I got my grips on the controls. Then I did it horrifically wrong, as per usual. And we are going to space. We sure are. Still going up. I'm going to assume there's fuel left in this stage, so we shouldn't jettison it yet. That's where we went wrong last time, I'm pretty confident. What's confusing me at the moment is I think we're upside down, so we kind of press W to actually pitch up, whereas planes it's normally S to pitch up. And we're slightly off from our trajectory, so because I can tell based on the entry heating effects, that's a little bit better. Okay. And I don't know if we want to get rid of this stage soon or not. I don't know what altitude orbits normally are around Earth. I only ever played KSP with the normal planets. I never played with RSS. So all I know is 70,000 meters is like the altitude that Kerbin's atmosphere ends at. I believe Earth's atmosphere is a lot higher than that. Actually, we can check. Because we have flight data. Condition data, stratosphere. That's gonna tell us where we are, right? Oh no, we're going down. Why are we going down? Are we out of fuel? Are we out of fuel? I think we might be out of fuel. Drop the stage. Next stage. Please go up. What is going on? This doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel right. Oh God. Oh no. Oh God. We're burning. We're burning quite badly. Jettison the escape tower, maybe? Is that going to help? No, that's made things worse, I think. Up. Up is what we want. Come on. That's down. That's down. Oh, good gosh. Okay. Oh, right. We're not going to make it to space today, lads. I have no idea what I'm doing. While this burns itself up in the atmosphere, I think now's as good of a time as any to say that, yeah, we're about done with this. There's some more controls, but I think we need to be in space to really appreciate them. This has been just such a cursed episode of Flyout Community Creations, but if you enjoyed it, please leave a like, comment, and or subscribe. And don't forget to leave your own creations in my Discord, which will be linked in the description below. Look for the Submit Your Flyout Creations Here channel for a chance to get into the next slightly scuffed episode. But that's all for now. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. And as always, a huge thank you to YouTube super supporters Yoki, Corvoid, Prince Casper 33, Flimsy Steve, Proto Series 1000, Eldoge, YT 3744, Marlon Gweck, Cruiser 25, Cody Fox, Peter Holmes, Peter Seifert, Camjam 135, Stug 3, and Terra. And a huge thank you to all the regular tier supporters as well.